There's a quote that says, "A wise person has a big heart, a curious brain, and open ears." And I resonate with that quote because I realize that the older I become, the wiser I become. There's lessons that I ignored in my earlier years that I am very aware of today, the older I become. And there are 6 lessons that I have learned and that I continue to learn, and I want to share them with you. And not only that, I really believe, because I'm not the only one, I'm not on an island by myself. I truly believe that these lessons are probably some of the same lessons that you too have learned in your life, because the older you get, the wiser you become. And if you can relate, let me know by dropping a pineapple in the comment section. The first lesson that I have learned, the older I get and the wiser that I become, is I don't have to fit inside of someone else's box. I don't have to fit inside of someone's mold. Nor do I need to create a box for myself and place myself in it. I can be myself. I can live out loud. I can color outside the lines. I can be that bouquet that I always hope to get. I can be me, and I can love being me. Because I realize that when people try and put you in a box, when they try and put you in this little mold, it's because they are fearful of who you really are, the power that you hold, your energy. So therefore, they want to mute you. Because if they can mute you, they can control you. So when you dare step outside of the box, outside of the mold that someone or people or society has created for you, you are a bad human being in a good way. So that's the first lesson that I learned. The older I get, the wiser I become, is that I don't need to fit in anyone's box. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't approve of what I bring to the table. I don't need to be inside of a mold. I can be great. I can live out loud, and I can grow. And that's another reason why you never want to place yourself inside a box, because once you do that, you limit yourself. And if you allow other people to place you in a box, you're allowing them to limit you, and that's not good at all. The second lesson that I have learned, the older that I get, the wiser I become, is not all conversations need comments. I'm learning more and more to just be quiet. I'm learning to do that when it comes to conversations, when it comes to being around a group of people, because I've noticed that as I sit quietly and I listen and I observe, I learn a whole lot about people, even things that they don't want you to know. I learn. And so if you allow yourself to just sit quietly, to embrace the very fact that not all conversations need your comment, and you just sit and observe, you learn more from the silence of just sitting and listening to other people than you would giving your input all the time. So I think it's important that we give ourselves permission to sit in silence, to sit and just watch and listen, hear the lives of other people, learn from them, grow wiser from them, see the mistakes happening in society and learn from them. And when we are observant and silent, not all the time, but most of the time, when we are observant and silent, we learn so much. And that's what I've come to see. I'm learning more and more to just sit and not give my comment on everything unless I am compelled to do so. And that's very important. The third lesson that I am learning, or I have learned and yet continue to learn, is that no is no, and that is final. No is no. And if the person receiving the no is not okay with the no, then they can go. No is a boundary that you set for yourself. And if people cannot abide by that boundary, they have to remove themselves. And so I'm learning that, and I'm sure that you are as well. No is no, yes is yes. If I say no today, then it's no. Now it may be yes tomorrow, but for today, in this moment, it is a no. And so I've learned to say no very, very smooth. Like, I don't have a problem saying no at all. And I think I owe that to my mother and my grandmother. They really taught me the power of no. But as you get older, sometimes you feel pressured to say yes. And it's just the peer pressure of society. But I have learned that my no is no. I didn't say no and mean yes. I didn't say yes and mean no. I said no and I meant no. Because no is no. No is a boundary that I have set for myself. So if you can relate to that, definitely drop me a pineapple in the comment section. The next lesson that I have learned, and I continue to learn as I get older, because like I said, normally when we get older, we become wiser. I have learned that those closest to you don't always like you. And that's a very difficult thing to say, but I've learned that a lot this year. Those people that are closest to you, that are always in your space, always there to suck your energy, don't always like you. And because I learned the hard way, I am stronger today because of that. Now, when I have people like that in my space, I just have to cut it off, or I have to set those boundaries. I don't really mix and mingle. If it's business, that's different. But personal mingling, going out, chatting, none of that. Cut it short. Cut the relationship off, the connection, because it's really not a connection. Because I often say, if they'll disrespect you today, they will definitely disrespect you tomorrow and the next day and the days after that, if we do not set some boundaries, if we don't put our feet down. Those people who are pretending to like us will constantly disrespect us until we put our feet down. So that was a very difficult lesson for me to learn, yet a very valuable lesson. The next lesson is that intuition is often the miracle we never knew we needed. I think we downplay our intuition. We overlook it. We don't see it as a gift. One of the greatest gifts on earth is intuition, because our intuition is here to protect us. It's here to guide us. In a way, it's God's voice speaking to us, but it's our job to listen because it's His gift. And if we can listen to the intuition, then we'll save ourselves a lot of heartache. Trust me, my friends, I am speaking from experience. God has actually screamed at me not to do such and such, and don't do this, and don't, all of these things. And yet, what do? I still do them. And in the end, I found myself very, very hurt in a bad situation. And yes, I'm stronger now because of that. But that was something that I didn't have to go through. It was an experience I didn't have to have, pain I didn't have to feel if I had listened to my intuition. And as I said prior, intuition is the miracle we never knew we needed. So make sure to always listen to your intuition. Don't second guess yourself. Don't throw your intuition by the wayside. It is one of the most valuable gifts that you have. Listen to yourself and trust yourself always. And lastly, the one of the most important gifts I think that I have learned in the course of my life, the older that I become and I'm a bit wiser than I was before, is that letting go of my painful past allows me to respect the present moment, the here and now, and be open to the future. That is so good. Letting go of our painful past allows us to respect the present moment and be open to the future. How can we respect the present moment if we're still stuck in the past? And how can we be open to the future if we're still stuck in the things of the past? Life doesn't work like that. When we try and do that, we stagnate ourselves. And I'm speaking from experience. It's still something that I battle with. But every day I grow, every day I become wiser, and I'm learning day after day after day to let go of my painful past so I can be fully present in the moment and I can be ready for the gifts of the future when they come. And so I have learned those 6 lessons the older that I become and the wiser that I become. And while they are painful lessons, some of them, they're good to know because they fortify us, right? And with fortification comes growth. And growth is something that we want in life because usually when we grow in a positive way, we become wiser. And so I wanted to share those 6 lessons with you. And if you can relate, let me know, like I said, by dropping a pineapple or apple or some kind of fruit in the comment section. Again, I'm author, healer, and poet Katie Gates, and this is the place where I help women like you and me become the best people that we can be. If that is your thing, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and drop me a comment. I truly do appreciate each of you. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, bye-bye.